It's been 10 days since the senseless slaughter of the innocents took place at the Baisaran meadow of Pahalgam. People are waiting for action. There is outrage and grief pouring from all parts of the country. The whole country has been united from Kashmir to Kerala over the death of the 26 tourists on that fateful day, 22nd of April, 2025. The security grid is tightened. The dragnet has been spread wide. The two Pakistani terrorists and their overground supporters are being tracked intensely by the army, by the special forces, by the police. The Prime Minister has given a very strong statement for rooting out terrorism. And while the victims are being mourned by their loved ones, the whole nation awaits a befitting response to the perpetrators. In Pakistan, the terrorist chief Hafiz Saeed and many of his ilk are hiding in residential colonies after leaving madrasas and mosques. Pakistan has abrogated the Shimla Treaty as if it was respecting it earlier, and there is intense firing on the LOC. Back to Pahalgam massacre. Was it an intelligence failure? Security lapse? I'm Yashovardhan Azad, who had served as Special Director in the Intelligence Bureau and as Secretary Security. And I will take you through the basic steps, clearing up all the matters behind the Pahalgam massacre. So let's go back to the intelligence failure and the security lapses. Having been in the intelligence for long, let me tell you that intelligence inputs come from all over. They come from the ground, they come from satellites, they come from electronic, gadgetry, technology, but also from the human assets. They also come from open sources, they come from newspapers. The chief of the Pak Army made a statement. Many expected some kind of action in India. Many of the actions which are taken from Pakistan could be expected because it's the same pattern. The firing at the LOC, for example, to divert the attention or to allow more and more terrorists coming into Kashmir. In the case of Baisaran, there are differing versions. Some people say that there were stray intelligence inputs of some of the terrorists coming and finding out about tourists in the hotels. But these could not be operationalized because they were not precise, they were not well timed. There was no exact location. And therefore, these intelligence just remained in the air. In fact, some of them say that according to the IB, there were a loose band of some lead terrorists who were hiding in that particular area. But as far as the district police goes, it says that there were no security clearance given to that particular area. While the CAPF says that the positioning of the special forces is only there when the Amarnath Yatra is on, and the district authorities say that, well, it's very well known that that's a big tourist spot. So what exactly was the reason why there was no placement of security men over there? As a superintendent of police, whenever any area inhabited by so many tourists, and especially 1,000 strong, there should be positioning of forces over there. In that respect, it was certainly a security lapse. What is an intelligent input? Intelligence inputs come from the ground. In good old days, the village kotwars would come to our police stations on their weekly or fortnightly visits with their 40 Pedaish register and give all kinds of information from the village. Who were the new people who came in? Which were the marriages which were held? Who were the people who have gone out to study? Who were the people who have gone over to different villages to settle down? Information like this in tits and bits form a kind of a chain of information which we then build into an intelligent input. Intelligence comes from satellites. It comes from electronic, gadgetry, technology. In Kashmir, for example, some of the finest officers like Ashok Bhan or Shiv Sahai got most of their information from the people. They were very close, popular. So when intelligent inputs come to you, you look at them, you thread them together, and then come out with a reasonable body of information inputs over which a policy action can be taken. Why it failed in Kashmir is important. Is it the reliance on tech too much? Is it that human assets have been lost sight of? Is it that there was complacency in the area? In 2024, there were 2 crore tourists who had visited Kashmir. And maybe that was a kind of a lull which the police and the district administration were enjoying before the Amarnath Yatra would start and the entire institution machinery will start working. But security is something you can't lose sight of, or you can't have a lull period. You have to work at it. And I think in that respect, there has been a security and intelligence failure. In fact, many of the officers which I wanted to speak to of Jammu and Kashmir cadre were reluctant to speak because in anonymity, they of course admitted that it was a security and intelligence failure.